Alrighty, folks, we need to talk about short-term rentals. You know, that happens to be a particular, I don't know, annoying thing in my side because everybody was making fun of me, calling me a boomer for doing long-term rentals. And lo and behold, the city or county of Dallas, Texas appears thanks to someone I follow. Her name is Amy Nixon. Shout out Amy for the Airbnb bust hashtag she has. Turns out Dallas, Texas says no more short-term rentals in residential neighborhoods. So I want to talk to the one and only Alicia Merriman, somebody I go to who does it the right way, and talk about the difference between short-term and mid-term rentals, because I believe what's going to happen very quickly is, yes, you may lose short-term rentals, but you'll have more mid-term. So I don't know anything about either, so I go to the experts. Hi, Alicia.
Hey, Michael. Thanks for having me on. So, my name is Alicia Merriman. I'm out of beautiful Huntsville, Alabama. I help students all across the United States vet and find out what markets they want to be in and analyze the numbers, make sure that it's for them. And something we've run across, and people have heard, the Airbnb bust, right? I think that's kind of got a lot of publicity push behind it, because I have found that a lot of the markets are actually not saturated. That, can't believe everything you read on the internet. But I will say this. I will say there's definitely some markets that are saturated. Miami, super saturated, right? Like there are some areas where it's not okay. But what I'm also seeing is just what you said, what's happening in Dallas right now, super sad, that people who have short-term rentals in the residential spaces or residential communities, they're actually being banned, or they're being forced to provide longer-term housing. And I kind of get that. I do get it from the city's perspective of providing housing to just, blue-collar workers and that kind of group. But from the other side of that, all these furnished rental hosts, what else can you do to recoup some of that money? Like when you've spent so much to set these up, do the furniture, create the listings, right? You've put a lot of time, love, effort into getting these type of reviews. Mm-hmm. How do you preserve that? I think a lot of people need to consider going into the midterm space. So what do I mean by midterm? So this is also called an extended stay rental or a corporate rental. Whenever I first started my corporate rental company, I wondered to myself, I was like, well, what's the association that I have to get approval from to call myself a corporate rental? No one, it's me, myself, and I. And so I want to tell you guys that you can just change your lease agreement. It's really about the duration that your guests are staying. So traditionally, across most of the continental U.S., any stay that is considered a 28-day stay or less is considered short-term. Anything that is 29 days and more is considered a midterm. Well, check, of course, your local laws and regulations on that, if that's how they define it, because I've seen some sneaky little cities where they have personally changed the definition of not being 29 days and more, but changed it to everything that's 6 months and 1 day and more.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're pulling the rug out from under some people. But for most places, they are allowing month-to-month rentals. And keeping your furniture in place, keeping your wonderful pictures that you paid for, your great reviews, you can use that in this other model. Now, I'm known for specializing in automating repetitive tasks in short-term rental portfolios. The question I get is, Alicia, this corporate housing company is a lot of work. Can you automate it? I'm here to tell you that the technology is around the corner, but it's not as automated as I want it to be. Almost 85 to 90% of the tasks in a furnished short-term rental has webhooks. What are webhooks? It's also called a Zapier connection. It's the ability for two pieces of software to work together. Michael, let's take this Zoom call, for example. This Zoom call, the moment that you book a Zoom, somehow it magically ends up on your calendar, right? That's called a Zapier connection. That's a webhook. So it's working together with other applications. In the short-term space, there's a ton of those. So many have existed from about 2019 was really when they took off, and there's been a lot created since then. In the midterm space, we all know that whenever you list a property on Facebook Marketplace or Zillow, you've got to manually create that listing. And whenever that person reaches out to you, they don't just put in their credit card and that reservation comes to you. No, you have to call them, you have to vet them, you have to collect their money, you have to run a background check and a credit screening. So I'll tell you how I've pivoted and how I handle that portion of the business. What's created a lot more like a standard business. It's not completely automated as much as I love how highly romanticized that idea is. We have a lot of really good standard operating procedures for our midterm rentals. Now, once I've gotten those guests through the check-in phase, now we actually do plug them into a piece of software where they're getting their automatic messages and reminders about when the trash goes out, where we are able to collect what we call subscriptions, which are monthly rental payments, right? Happening at the same time every month, ideally on the 1st, right? All that can be automated, but that check-in process, it's still got a lot of manual nuts and bolts to it. So on the back end of this, a lot of people go, well, what's the benefit? You know, that compared to standard 12-month rental. It's the money, guys. It's the bottom line. Which one of these categories, short-term, mid-term, or long-term, make the most money for like actual spread? I'm going to say short-term. It's been my experience that the short-term markets bring in about 10 to 15% more than corporate rentals across the board, like across the United States. So you're getting a drop whenever it comes to corporate rentals, but what else is happening there? What else is the benefit of that? Well, you don't have a high turnover rate, right? Most of my corporate stays are 3 to 4 months. So maybe you're only taking 3 or 4 reservations per year. You can deal with that. You can totally deal with that for tripling your income. Okay. Right.
Exactly.
So, the turnover rate's less. You're not restocking the property like you are for an Airbnb. You're not putting toilet paper there and paper towels. You're not having the same cleaning fees. You also have 100% occupancy rate. So maybe an Airbnb or a short-term rental has like anywhere from a 72% to a 93% is the most common. But in a corporate rental, they're there all 30 days. So it's 100%. And then long-term rentals, way less work, right? But you're making less. So there's an exchange here, and you've got to figure out which one works best for you.
Yeah. I think this is just going to become a very interesting thing because I think a lot of areas are targeting short-term rentals, right? There is a housing affordability problem. There is a availability problem, and short-term rentals are an easy target. I'm shocked that Dallas, Texas, right? The great state of Texas would take that aggressive stance. I mean, it's not what when I think of Texas, that feels like a California move to me, not a Texas move, but what do I know? Maybe Californians are moving to Texas and it's California and they're Texas. I don't know. But you do a lot of work here. This is not my area of expertise. If somebody wanted to be in this space, I recommend they reach out to you or follow you. Where do we send them?
So you see my name right there in the bottom left-hand corner. You can send them to my website. It's www.aliciamerriman.com. Of course, you can find me on Facebook too. So if you're hearing this and you're part of the One Rental at a Time family, I want to be your friend. But look at my real personal profile, which is Alicia Merriman Durbin, Durbin. So that's where you can find me, and you can see the crazy adventures and trips we go on, and my little 3-year-old, and a lot of real estate thrown in between, right?
There you go. There you go. Folks, again, if you're going to play in the short-term rental, mid-term rental place, Alicia Merriman is who I go to. She's a bundle of energy, knowledge, automation, and she knows it's a hospitality business. Alicia, thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Take care.